Alright, what's up, yo? I'm going to do my AFC North predictions for this season. I'll probably do my weekly picks video on Wednesdays this year, but I'm not going to do all divisions predictions this year. I'm just going to do the AFC North, so I really haven't had much time to even think about doing this, but have the three top teams in the AFC North: the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Bengals. I think the Steelers will probably end up winning the division. They'll be like 12-4, 11-5, and then the Bengals and the Ravens right behind them. One of us is going to be 10-6, and the other is going to be 11-5. Me personally, I think the Ravens will probably end up as 10-6, and the Bengals as 11-5 because they got a little bit easier of a schedule because they can play like they play the Bills and from the AFC West that they play. Why can't I find it? Is it the Broncos? I think it might be the Broncos. Where's the AFC West team? Yeah, they play the Broncos. But yeah, the Browns don't have a chance. The only thing the Browns are going to be competing for is the number one draft pick again. But yeah, the Ravens and the Ravens, they're set up pretty good. They would be set up pretty good this year, but I already know what's going to happen. Joe hasn't trained at all, hasn't practiced at all. He's going to come out looking horrible, like he's done every year since the year after we won the Super Bowl when we had Kubiak. But same thing happens every year, yo. He doesn't do any preseason, and he comes out the first 3 weeks of the regular season, and we end up going like 1-2 and miss going into the playoffs by one game. And they always say, well, he didn't have a preseason. This is his preseason, so you got to give him a couple of weeks to get adjusted. And it's just like, I'm tired of hearing the same damn excuse every year. And I can already tell that's what's going to happen this year. He's going to come out looking horrible. We should start off the year with a win against the Bengals. We won't. It'll be because Joe didn't have a preseason. Then we will beat the Browns, but then we'll lose to the Jaguars and the Steelers and then the Raiders. And then right then is probably when the Joe didn't have a preseason excuse will stop. So we'll be 1-4 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll be 1-4. And then we'll go rattle off a bunch of wins. We'll beat like the Bears, the Vikings, the Dolphins, the Titans. Then we'll lose to the Packers, and then we'll beat the Texans, the Lions, and then we'll lose to the Steelers, and then we'll beat the Browns, Colts, and lose to the Bengals. So, me personally, I think we're going to end up being swept by the Bengals and the Steelers this year, and that'll probably cost us a playoff berth. And I don't understand why Bisciotti would give Harbaugh a contract extension. Like at the end of last year, it was if Harbaugh doesn't make it to the playoffs this year, he's done. So why give him a contract extension? Especially when looking at what they're doing, he is killing our players, yo. The physicals they have to go through are absolutely ridiculous. No other team in the NFL kills their players like Harbaugh kills ours. And you know, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Harbaugh is one of them guys who doesn't want specialty players. He wants a guy who's good at defensive back, but who's also going to be a gunner on punts. And that's why we never have any good cornerbacks getting hurt on punts. And it's just frustrating seeing the same thing happening year after year after year after year. But yeah. Ravens are going to probably finish 10-6, 11-5. And then you got the Steelers. The AFC North this year is playing the NFC North, the AFC South, and then we each get one game with a team from the AFC West. We get the Raiders, the Steelers get the Chiefs, the Bengals get the Broncos. So Who's the other team in the AFC West? Bengals, or not Bengals, Broncos, Chargers. So the Browns will play the Chargers. But yeah, the Steelers are set up for success. They start the year against the Browns and they finish the season against the Browns. So they got it made every year. Unlike us, we start and finish against the Bengals every single season. The Steelers start and finish against the Browns every single season. Like literally for the Ravens, I think this is like the 4th year in a row we've started and finished against the Bengals. But then the Steelers had the Vikings, the Bears, the Ravens, the Jaguars. So I think the Steelers are going to start off 5-0. They won't lose their first game until week 6 when they face the Kansas City Chiefs, and then they'll play the Bengals, Lions, Colts, Titans. They'll win all them games, and then I think they'll lose to the Packers, and then they'll probably lose back-to-back games. I think they'll split with the Bengals. So they'll lose to the Packers, then lose to the Bengals, and then beat the Ravens, lose to the Patriots, beat the Texans, and beat the Browns. That's how I got 12-4, 11-5. So, and then the Bengals start with us and finish with us. That's 2 wins right there for them. Because we always lose to them in week 18, and week 1 this year it's going to be Joe didn't have a preseason excuse again. But then they got I do have the Texans beating them, but that's because the Texans always play the Bengals hard for some reason. Why? I don't know. So I have the Bengals starting off 1-2 because they'll lose to the Texans and the Packers, and then they'll rattle off the Browns and the Bills, and then lose to the Steelers, and then they got the Colts, Jags, Titans, Broncos, Browns. They'll win all them games, lose to the Steelers, and then finish off with the Bears, Vikings, Lions, and Ravens, making them 12-4 or 11-5. So, yeah, the AFC North this year, to me, looks like it's going to go Steelers, Bengals, Ravens. But, hey, that's just me. So, let me know what y'all think. Yep, I'm out. Later.